Welcome back, nerds and nerdettes. Today, you are gifted with the best. My name is Drew Philip Elias. This is Between Nerds. I am here with my co-host, Mr. Aldo Mendez.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
I am excellent. We are back from an adventurous Halloween weekend where everyone stayed safe, stayed away from large social gatherings, and kept 6 feet away from everybody else. So we're feeling good. We're here on election day, feeling all right, feeling upbeat, feeling about it. We get to record. We couldn't record Sunday. This is 2 days late. We know. We're sorry. We tried our best.
But it seems like almost right that we're doing this on election day.
Yeah, it almost seemed a little bit right because I remember Lloyd's gotten mad at me for our for what is it, episode 0? He was mad I made it too political, and I did that like the first 2 numbered episodes too, which like my bad, but
then again, I feel like us supporting the things that we're supporting, I mean, we're already making some sort of,
there's some sort of political statement there.
Yeah.
We and we're doing it through nonprofit means, which is how our political system works. You know what I mean? You help your fellow man. You donate to political parties, maybe, because out here, well, I was gonna say out here in Texas, maybe our vote doesn't count as much, but shit's looking up early in the night. I know it's only 7:30. And I know I'm not supposed to be looking at election results yet, but
I know. Yeah, but it's something crazy. But thank you. Get out. Whoever's out there still voting in line, please just stay in line. I know you're not going to hear this live, obviously, but
well, okay, so
they close at 7 here. Right?
Yeah, in El Paso they close at 7, and if there was a line, you're allowed to stay the whole time, which is like another hour of voting.
Correct, and I don't feel like a lot of people are familiar with like the voting hotline where you can you can call and tell them that you're being denied your right to vote or anything like that.
I've never heard that before. You should have brought this up weeks ago. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a number, a hotline, if you guys allow me a little bit. But yeah, there's a number where if anybody tries to intimidate you or tell you that you can't vote or tell you anything, like you call this hotline and they'll make sure that, somebody gets reprimanded or you get to vote, Because I just seen this video of this lady that show up at 4 and they didn't want to let her into the polling place.
I didn't know that. Did you hear about like Governor Abbott
trying to throw away 127,000 votes?
Okay, so there was that court case, but then he also sent like the Texas National Guard to like a bunch of different places to defend polling locations. It was super weird and super like South American like dictatorship kind of stuff, and like nobody talked about it all week. It was super weird, but whatever. We're done with that. We're done with politics. We're back onto Between Nerds.
Between Nerds, last polling winner was Parasyte Maximum, right?
Parasyte the Maxim, I think.
Parasyte the Maximum. Last spooky show we watched for October.
It wasn't that spooky.
It wasn't that spooky. By the way,
You're lying, April was spookier.
Thank you for using the hashtag NerdyPause during the month of October. We're going to be done with that. We're going to be introducing a new hashtag at the end of the episode. But for now, what's up, brother? Paint me a big picture.
Of what? Parasyte?
Of Parasyte.
So, okay. Parasyte the Maxim is about a teenage boy, of course, like always. His name is Inichi. How do you pronounce his name? Shinichi.
Oh, Shinichi, yes, Shinichi.
Shinichi, and he's a little nerd. He's got a crush on a girl, but his life's going absolutely nowhere fast. He's sad. He's meek. He's a loser. He doesn't talk to nobody. He's scared of bugs.
We learned that very quickly.
And then all of a sudden he turns into Spider-Man.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Parasyte the Maxim.
Right-handed Spider-Man.
Yeah. Parasyte the Maxim is about, like, a Japanese boy turning into Spider-Man. It happens the same way, too.
But not as good as Spider-Man.
It's not as good.
That's the problem.
It's not as good.
That's the problem. But anyways, we start with, of course, this kid. Very early in the anime, we see that these spore-looking things are falling in different places around the city.
Yeah.
Or the country, in this case, Japan.
He is living in Greater Tokyo, I think.
Yeah, and there's this worm-looking things that would eventually get into your body and try to get to your brain to eventually take control of your entire head.
Right.
But your head is no longer human. Like, it's just a parasite.
It's like those example, and I should have looked up the name, but there's certain type of fungi that do that to insects. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what it is. Like, somebody read that there's little fungi that take over little ant brains.
Yeah, is the one that spreads the net or something like that?
Yeah, make them, like, get eaten. And that's what reminded me that, and that's why it's Parasyte, right? Because that's an example of, like, a real-world parasitic system.
Correct.
And this is, and... I have a BS in biology, right? Like, I have a bachelor's of science in biology.
And that's what it was gonna interest me a lot talking to you about this necessarily, even though we didn't have, good...
It upset me.
Yeah.
Well, it upset me in its take on biology. Like, there were so many instances that I was like, that's wrong.
But, well,
that is absolutely wrong.
But that's the thing. Like, one of the main points about, like, fucking scientists thinking about alien forms is that alien forms would never look or consist of what we are, except for carbon. So, when you think about an alien...
That's not even entirely true anymore.
Really?
Yeah, there's some systems where, like, argon has some of the same reactions that carbon does. So there could be, like, argon-based life forms. Like, anyways.
Okay, anyways, but what I was saying is that an alien life form is not necessarily can be, have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Oh, no, I wasn't even that upset about the character design.
Okay.
So our main parasite is Migi.
Which fails to take control of Shinichi's head.
Right.
And he, like, does this fucking harrowing thing.
He got his headphones wrapped around his arm, cut off circulation so that this little parasite couldn't go up to his brain. So then the way parasites work is, like, wherever they enter and stay for an extended, like, 2 seconds or something,
they start evolving or, like, kind of...
But see, they use the word evolve, and that's the wrong fucking word to use. Because evolution is what happens to a population over time. The individual adapting is just... It's
just adaptation?
Yeah, that's just an adaptation. That's not fucking evolution.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's what picked me off early. That's 10 minutes in. I was
You're
like,
right.
That's wrong. And there's large episodes in the middle with, like, a teacher character that we meet later who's a parasite, where there's a lot of altruism being used. And they're using altruism incorrectly as well. Because altruism, a real world example would be like groundhogs. How when there's a predatory bird, like, one groundhog will chirp, bring attention to himself, but alerting the rest of, like, his family.
Correct. Yeah, you can see that shit with, like, meerkats as well and shit.
Right. So it's the individual taking the population's best interest in mind over his own. So if he dies, he saved the rest of his family, right? That's altruism. They start to use altruism in the sense that, like, certain parasites become motherly and caring for, like, a baby. And that's not altruism, like, at all.
Yeah, and I know it has such a... The anime, for me in itself, if we're gonna sit here and talk about it, I feel like we should talk about how it spreads into, like, 5-6 different stories. First story was my favorite. You have this nerdy dude, just whatever, he gets this Spider-Man-like superpowers, and he likes a girl, and you think everything's gonna be cool, and then you see that the mom and dad are gonna be in danger at some point. And then, I mean, I don't even know if I'm spilling anything, but I mean, the mom ends up getting killed by one of the parasites. Right.
So the mom does get taken over by a parasite, and like the big, like, quarter season reveal is that Shinichi almost dies because he doesn't want to defend himself against the parasite that took over his mom.
Correct. And then this is where we start seeing, like it goes from, oh shit, the mom is very caring, the mom got a scar because he once saved Shinichi from being burned, and there's a lot of, like, good emotions that are trying to, like, convey there. But then right after, she gets the parasites, the dad gets fucked up, he's at the hospital, and then the mom is just looking to kill the dad, but at some point, yeah, he ends up fucking up Shinichi.
Yeah.
Because of the whole connection with his mom. And even Migi, okay, and we haven't even said about this, but his arm turns into this talking parasite that it's Migi, and it's just, hey, Shinichi, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, super annoying voice.
Oh, absolutely.
Migi's absolutely the worst fucking character ever. And I just have a lot of issues with art design because you look at manga panels, there's a lot of blacks, there's a lot of grays, and I get it's painted in black and white, but even like the panels they do color, it's trying to look scary. Like this whole anime is animated with this gross pastel, like lazy haze over the whole thing. It's so weird.
Yeah, like the color palette's very creamy.
Oh, it's so gross.
Very creamy.
And then like they got really cheap with the budget because if any scenes with a crowd, they're using this really, really bad 3D modeling that looks like the newer Berserk adaptation.
Yeah.
And this is Studio Madhouse. Like Studio Madhouse is like one of the best fucking anime companies ever. We've talked about them the past 2 weeks when talking about this. They made Trigun, Black Lagoon, Death Note, and in the first season of One Punch Man. Like, Studio Madhouse knows how to animate some shit, right?
And it has better stories. I mean, the reason we're telling you, I mean, for example, for me, this is my favorite part of the anime.
Part one. Okay.
Episodes 1 through 8 pretty much explains how Shinichi cared a lot about his parents. His parents were worried for him. He now knows that he has this like alien form in his arm, and he doesn't want to tell anybody because he's going to be experimented on. But then they go out of town. She gets killed. She gets possessed. She comes back to the house and puts a hole through his heart. At this point, we see Migi. And somehow we learn later on that she's sacrificing her energy to recreate a heart.
I think Miggy's supposed to be a dude. Is it really a woman?
Yeah. Oh, no, it is a dude. It is a dude. I'm sorry.
Or are they asexual, technically, I guess?
I don't know. He calls him all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, Miggy has never had full control over Shinichi because he only got the hand. So, when Shinichi got a hole in his heart... Miggy, like, made a synthetic heart out of himself because he can manipulate his cells, but they can't perform independently of each other for long periods of time.
So she has to recreate the heart as she's feeding blood to herself.
Yeah, so... Yeah. So, since she's getting circulation from his arm, Miggy has to recreate his circulatory system to keep the blood flowing.
And kind of split it even between them two so none of them die. Because if he dies, she dies. And then she dies, well, she dies.
And then Miggy turns into a stomach and starts taking in water from the water fountain. And then he's really Spider-Man at that point. Because now he has Miggy cells all through him and he has superpowers and he's super strong and super fast and he can jump high.
Dude, at this point... Like, from episode 8, like, when he comes back, because at this point, we see Murano, which is, like, the main love interest throughout the whole story. But
Murano?
She's been very, like, shy and kind of dickish the entire time.
But she likes the real Shinichi, because when he was a fucking nerd, like, that's who she liked.
Yes. Anyways, up to this point, I believe that character development is pretty solid. Up to this point. Hold on.
Okay.
Stay with me on this one, Because then you're like, fuck, he's gonna go get whoever hunt his mom. And at this point, I think that the mom Parasyte, it was gonna be the pinnacle of this whole story, you know? But then, anyways, he recovers from the hole in his chest. He comes out, he says Murano, and this dude's looking like all chupalo, dude. He's looking like all, like, drained.
What was that word?
Chupalo, like all sucked up.
Like all skinny.
Yeah.
And so he's like deprived of nutrients, but now he's got this giant...
And he's just on the hunt for the parasite that killed his mom.
Right, so he jumps to like the vacation spot that the mom and the dad were at.
They were just walking right next to the freeway or some shit.
Right, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, how did the parasite that took over his mom originally think that the dad was at home, and then after she killed Shinichi, she was going to go back to the original island where she knew the dad was? Like, that didn't make any sense to me.
Well, I just think that because that parasite had a previous owner, which was a girl, and then he jumped into a dude.
Oh, that's right.
So I think he recognized that there's a relationship between females and males, so he found the address somehow. Like, the parasite found the address somehow in the luggage or in something. So
then Shinichi goes to said island.
And I'm very...
But it's so dull. It's so dull.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing going on.
It's because it's trying to show you a lot of stuff as well. Like, throughout this whole 8 episodes, it's trying to show you how weird Miggy is, how her powers work. She makes like some, like,
she can make
blades.
The parasites can harden their cells to make blades.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of their storytelling also is trying to show you a lot of things, and then when it lacks on storytelling because it's trying to show you a lot of cool things.
But like I would like it more if the things it was trying to show me I at least thought looked good. Mm-hmm. And like after the first time you see a parasite like fully awakened, that's what they all look like. It's never going to scare. It's not even scare you, but it's not going to freak you out anymore.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variety between the monsters.
They all look exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And like except for maybe the last one, but he just looks like bigger.
Godo, yeah. So like I said, there's like 3 different stories because from this point it's no longer about the mom because he comes back.
He kills the mom. Yeah. Makes another half parasite, half human friend.
The guy with a mouth.
Yeah.
Just like comic relief, but for what? There's not a lot going on.
Stays away from school for like 6 months to be with his dad. But like even before he left, the school had 3 fucking murderers going through because like the public doesn't know about parasites, right? But Shinichi and Migi can sense them, so they keep like meeting up with them at the school, and like a bunch of students keep getting murdered from random parasites showing up, and it's just because that would never happen like that. Like they'd never send them back to that school. Just like, oh, there were 4 parasite attacks at this one school. Everyone keep going back. Yeah. Let's keep going back. That would never fucking happen.
And then we forgot about Satsumi. Satsumi is this person that is introduced like in the first 8 episodes. I can sense him.
Oh, Kana?
Right? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kana.
Yeah.
Kana. And then we saw...
I thought Kana was best girl.
Dude,
to be interested, I thought she was like the only character I gave a shit about.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then
then they kill her. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching now? Like
exactly. So then you have a Kana. Kana is a girl that somehow can sense...
parasites.
The parasite, but she kind of like gets infatuated with Shinichi because he seems so cool. Because at one point she was like part of a gang of rapists.
Yeah. Her boyfriend was like a gang member. Was part of the fucking what's the Japanese mob of the
Yakuza?
No, he was Yakuza adjacent. Yeah. Like his boss was part of the Yakuza, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So that her boyfriend's some loser working for the Yakuza who gets his ass kicked like 5 times by Shinichi because he keeps trying to fuck with him, trying to be like a badass like in front of his girl.
But he genuinely cares about Kana.
He's such a simp for her. Like he's always following her around.
It's like, what are you doing following him? Because Kana at this point is simping over fucking Shinichi.
Yeah. And she keeps trying to piss off Murano by like just showing up and like trying to be all over Shinichi and like trying to be like, hey, let's hang out. Even though the only reason Shinichi's hanging out with her is because she has this power and he's trying to get to the bottom of that. But she just keeps like, she has dreams about him where he's like a white knight there to save her from a bunch of parasites.
Yeah, and like you said, there's like this 3 attacks at the school. One of them from Mr. A. At this point, we find out that Shinichi knows that there's somebody else like him, but they got control of the brain. That's a big difference.
Right. So then like his like algebra teacher ends up being a parasite. Miss Tamura,
which changes her name.
Yeah, and then she changes, and she just
to Daruma or something like that.
So Mr. A that you're talking about was like her subordinate, and they were like
impregnate her.
So these 2 parasites don't know anything about human biology really, so they just like are all experimenting with each other's bodies. So they fuck, and like, so a parasite is pregnant. Miss Tamura is pregnant, and then she just kind of decides to keep it, and that's like a huge plot line, even though it doesn't matter.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't fucking matter. And like I said, now we have another story. So now we have the Kona story. We have the algebra teacher story. We have Mr. A story. Mr. A gets fucked up along the way because
he was kind of manic anyways. Like he just wanted to fuck up humans. People. Yeah.
And at some point, Kana is very infatuated with Shinichi, and she gets a strand of his hair, because now the public's starting to find out about parasites, and the only way to know that they have control of the brain is if you pull down the hair. So it kind of became like a new greeting. Because
the whole parasite is one organism. If you pull off one strand of hair, then like it wiggles around like a worm or something,
and it dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Kana, like, even though Shinichi was like, stop, like, if you feel something like that, stop going towards it. Stop going towards it. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. And she gets so into her head and she's like, no, I can sense you. I know when it's you. I know that this, and that.
So then, she gets eaten by a parasite by walking into some random building when she thought it was Shinichi.
Yeah, and then what episode is that she died?
It's like halfway through. That's like 15 or 16.
Dude, yeah, that's
like episode 15 or 16. So then, like, she dies in episode 16. Shinichi goes crazy, starts, like, destroys this other parasite, breaks a bunch of buildings, and like, so at that point you're like, wow, the best character just died. Now what?
Yeah, yes, but then the plot, quote unquote, starts thickening according to the Parasyte storytellers, because not only that the algebra teacher it's pregnant and is trying to have this, you know, other agenda with the baby, she's now part of this high elected official kind of like cult.
Yeah, there's like a parasite bureaucracy all of a sudden. And they're like trying to invade like certain sections of the government and just all this stupid shit.
So see, now in episode 16, 17, when I was caring, it was just 10 episodes I was caring about the mom and then Kana, and then like, what am I fucking supposed to care about now? Migi, Shinichi.
And that was the thing.
Murano was like just not simping at all.
Yeah, Murano's no. Anyways, what I was gonna say is like, if my favorite episodes are like right after he kills his mom, and like when we're getting peak Kana, that's like episodes like 12 through 15.
Correct.
And at this point I was like, this is the first time I'm enjoying it. Why the fuck did it take 12 episodes to get good all of a sudden? Like, if this was like, okay, so the story's Spider-Man, right? So if we think the original, like Tom Raimi Spider-Man, this is like when he finally has control over his powers and knows that he's Spider-Man, right? That's the first 20 minutes of Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Why the fuck are we halfway through this anime and we're barely at that point? That should have been episode like 4. We could have skipped like 2 of those other parasites, and like, I don't know.
And then it gets me intrigued about the manga, because the manga was 86
chapters.
No, it was in 86.
Oh, it got published in 1986.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm thinking like, people in 86 had better stories to tell than this. It
yeah,
can't
especially
be this bad.
like manga and anime wise, there were some hitters coming out.
It can't be this bad. So I'm intrigued about that. I'll probably check it out later and see what the difference are. But yeah, like the anime at this point, like I said, you had the story with the mom, which was very cool. You had Kana, which was very cool. Now they killed Kana, and they're trying to emphasize in this whole like cult-ish selected officials kind of thing.
Because of Kana's Uncle Ben.
And yeah, kinda.
If Kana's Uncle Ben, and then after, or you could call the mom Uncle Ben. Like the main Spider-Man plot would start right after Uncle Ben dies, right?
So and then for the next like 6 episodes, the parasites hire a human PI to investigate Shinichi. Shinichi finds out that he's human. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? They're parasites." And he's like, "What? They're parasites."
It's oh god. There were too many episodes with this PI which were so fucking unnecessary because he's super annoying, and like there's no like solution out of his plot point because he's just some loser. And what's his name? The parasite in the Migi notices the PI is spying on Shinichi, so he fucks him up. And Shinichi showing his humanity still. Oh, we haven't even talked about like Shinichi's whole fucking existential crisis, this whole thing about his humanity. And this is where this starts getting super dumb and super corny. Because, so Shinichi, now that he has Migi cells inside of him, they're going into his brain and they're turning him into a parasite, which is this like super logical, only about your own well-being.
Survival
animal, right? Mm-hmm. So Shinichi doesn't feel empathy for human life anymore.
It seems like that.
Right.
It seems like that. But then, like, like the part with the dog when he throws him in the trash.
Right. So him and Murano are, like, walking to school. He has super hearing now because, of course, he fucking does. And, like, so from 4 blocks away, he hears a dog get hit by a car. He goes to the park, lets it die in his hands, and then throws it in the trash. And then Murano's upset because he didn't do the empathetic thing and bury it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we spend like every other episode at that point trying to talk about his humanity.
Yeah.
Just trying to be like, oh, what you did there was kind of self-fulfilling.
Like
yeah.
No, like Miggy, all this time Miggy just comes out and is like, haha, you're just like me. And just like, I don't know, and it's...
Because Miggy never wants to help anybody. Because Miggy only thinks about his own well-being. He even thinks about Shinichi like that. Like, after he starts Shinichi's heart up again, he's just like, well, I only saved you so that I didn't shrivel up and die.
And we can agree that this is, like, the best part of the whole thing. Like, the relationship between... like Miggy and fucking Shinichi, which is not that great of a thing.
It's not that great of a thing.
You know? Like, for something that is going throughout the entire anime, it's not that great of a thing.
Yeah, and that's what... oh, my God. It's such a typical story, because if I were to tell you, okay, I have some random anime about an average boy with a good heart whose best friend is a monster, what's the end of that anime plot? The monster learns how to be empathetic and learns about humanity, right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck happens in Parasyte? Like, just that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like...
Or if you were to ask me, I would have loved for the monster to kill the best friend.
That would have been dope.
Like
that would have been so dope.
You know, and then the world dies at the end, you know, because everybody gets parasites in them. I don't know. You know?
There's no grief in this. There's no, like...
So, again, he's going through all this, like, kind of like, oh, shit, am I really starting to turn into a monster now? Am I not being empathetic?
Oh, yeah. But I still love Murano so much, even though I'm a monster.
But then Murano, for some reason, something clicks, and she's like, oh, wait, you're different. And she's trying to, like, she, like, gets scared of him at some point.
Yeah, she's trying to, like, distance herself from him.
And I know you guys voted for this, the nerds. Give us your feedback, please. I want to know what you guys think about this anime, because you guys voted for this.
Well, okay. Well, it was the third... It was the third runner-up on the poll, which isn't great. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a lot.
That's right. It was the third.
So maybe we should have just cut it off after Berserk. Maybe.
But that's why we're here. Okay. That's why we're watching these anime.
But here's the thing. So, Aldo... what is the most popular anime, like, review website?
I don't know. Anime List.
Right. It's My Anime List, right?
Yeah, there you
go. 680,000 users have voted for Parasyte. It is in the top 200 ranked anime on My Anime List. What number is it?
200? I'm going to be nice and say 150.
It's 137.
Okay.
So it did a little better than your expectations, right?
Okay.
But that's still in the bottom half, right?
Yeah, that's still in the bottom half.
It came out in fall 2014. What else came out in fall 2014 that we recently watched?
Oh, shit. We would just watch fucking, the Shinkai movies?
No, Your Lie in April.
Your Lie in April, yeah.
So last week we watched Your Lie in April.
Oh, dude, black and white. Okay, I get it, but... Your Lie in April has definitely better storytelling, but there's no way to know what the producers of Your Lie in April would do with a scary story like that. So, and there's no way of telling what the producers of Parasyte would do with a story like...
I'm not talking shit about the directors. I'm just talking about, like, just straight on public perspective of these two anime, right? Okay.
But it's two different sports.
They're even different genres. Yeah. So Parasyte had a score of 8.42. Mm-hmm. Your Lie in April has a score of 8.78 with only 100,000 more voters. Mm-hmm. What is Your Lie in April ranked?
I will
it's a 0.3 difference.
I'm gonna be evil and say 90.
29.
Okay.
Your Lie in April is the 29th top ranked anime.
Okay, cool.
These came out at the exact same time, and that's not all we talked about, but like half of what we talked about in Your Lie in April was how like amazing it looks.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it looks fucking amazing. Even when they use 3D modeling, it looks amazing.
Even when they use 3D modeling,
which is not a lot.
So I don't know what the fuck Studio Madhouse did.
So anyways, before we get there, we go along the story. The detective... We know that the group of these parasite bureaucrats are against the way the Miss Algebra teacher, what's her name?
Oh yeah, something.
Miss, what is her name? Tamiya?
Yeah,
Tamiya. We know that they don't like her point of view, so they try to kill her at some point.
Right.
And she just offs like 10 3 of the main heads of this bureaucrat cult.
They were like taking over a mayorship from like one of the suburbs of Tokyo or something. Mm-hmm. And then, so all of a sudden the Japanese FBI is involved. Right,
yes,
so
yes.
we're introduced to a whole bunch of new characters all of a sudden.
The sheriff, or I mean, not like the commissioner, whoever, the head.
And they know about parasites. They still don't understand like how they're invading society. They know nothing about them. And like they've run into Shinichi like 10 fucking times because when Kana died, like they got called in to look at these parasite bodies. One of the times like his school got slaughtered, like he was there right in the middle of it. So they know like he has this weird relationship with parasites, right?
And then they try to fucking trick you with this little underlying little stories or little jabs that they want to keep your interest in, like the dreams. Like the one thing that caught my attention a little bit back into the story was that Shinichi was having dreams with Migi.
Oh, yeah.
And like, okay, you see the interesting, you think that's gonna develop, but it doesn't. Again, it just, like, every single episode is just like, oh, this is happening, but nothing happens.
Right. So the metaphor they try to establish is that, so Migi looked like this little fucking gremlin. He's a little ugly little squirt of a hand,
eye
right?
in a mouth.
Right. So, but in Shinichi's dreams, he looks like some big, scary fucking monster, right? And that's supposed to be the metaphor for how Migi really is.
Mm-hmm, I guess so, but she changes all the time.
Yeah, and that's how Shinichi, like, feels about Migi at any given time, and he feels about his situation being part of this parasite. Mm-hmm. But, and you're right, it just never goes anywhere. They never resolve it. Like, they never, like, if they're trying to, like, start painting the picture, they left, like, the rest of the painting. They made like the base and that was it.
Yeah. And then somehow Ms. Ryoko, right? Ryoko?
Yeah, Raiko Tamura.
Ryoko, yeah, she she already killed these 3 people, so the bureaucrats are now like in low count, I guess. Like their numbers are starting to deplete, and somehow the detective steals the baby that Ms. Ryoko has been trying to like raise.
Yeah, so she did give birth to the baby that her and Mr. A made.
Yeah, apparently it's been more than 9 months now.
Right, right, and it's been like 3 episodes narratively.
Yeah.
It like nothing happens for a bunch of episodes, and then all of a sudden we're going over like a month in an episode. And she just ends up getting gunned down by these Japanese FBI cops in a park. And that's it.
And she's making this jab about, oh, the baby taught me that we are just like humans. We need to be taken care of because if it wasn't of the human body, we couldn't survive. But at this point, she's like the worst character in the anime. Before she gets shot, she's the worst. She's the evil. She's the villain of the fucking story. Mm-hmm. And then you kill her, and then now you're supposed to feel sympathy. And then I'm gonna take you back to your line in April when you were like, I don't feel like feeling sympathy for the mom, but
this one especially, like...
But this one especially is like, why the fuck would I feel sympathy for this bitch?
Yeah, you don't care. You don't care.
Yeah,
you don't care.
exactly.
Because she learned what it was to be human. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden we're be like, they killed her, but she learned what it was to be human. Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous. And then now, another story. Now fucking Shinichi gets called in for questioning to like scan or other fucking humans.
Right.
And we meet the psycho that the cops are working with. Like, why?
So, like, these state police, like, arrest Shinichi to test him because now they're convinced he's a parasite because he's always around parasites. And Aldo's right, there's a death row inmate who gets called in because the thing about him is they're trying to say he's like telepathic in the sense that he can see killers. Like he can see...
Because he's a killer of his own. And
he's a murderer, so he can see what a monster looks like.
And don't get me wrong, that was like the scariest thing for me of the whole fucking anime. Because even the parasites are just killing to feed. Like this guy just being a fucking maniac and raping girls and killing them and shit like that.
His first introduction, he jerks off though. It's super weird and creepy because like they sick like a girl in front of him and they're like, "Yo, is she a parasite?"
Reminds me of Hannibal. I mean, Silence of the Lambs when she goes to the room and there's this guy like just jerking off.
Yeah. He's just like, "Oh, dude, I'm on death row. Do you know how long long it's been since I've seen a woman.
Yeah. And yeah, anyways, like, and I don't know if you guys are as listeners right now are taking this episode as like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? This is what we were watching this past week, and we were watching this and we're like, wait, what the fuck am I watching? I thought I was watching this story about this kid, like his parents got killed. I thought I was watching this story about this kids that this potentially love also got murdered, and then we're watching this. And now we're watching the story of, like, the main villain being the teacher, and it almost brought me back to erase, but then shit gets killed. Like, so there's so many fucking loop-de-loops in this fucking story. And
I don't know, man.
Towards the end, like, the SWAT team just starts, like, gathering people in, like, this convention center.
Right, so then... Oh my god. So they invade the town hall convention center, whatever, where the political parasites are, and... So the police know that all the parasites that they've been looking for are in this one building. So they shut it down. They say that there's a terrorist, like, taking over the building. Out of nowhere, they just developed the technology to read DNA through a military truck, and they can, like, now, like, X-ray you to see if you have parasite DNA. Right? And we're introduced to this super dick fucking, like, ex-military SWAT officer who he seems to be on the edge, and he seems not to care too much. I wonder what's going to happen with him. And they're trying to... There's just another comparison they're trying to establish there by, like, the military starts acting so animalistic, so not in the sense of the greater good. They don't have no empathy for their fellow humans. So really, they're the monster. You know what I mean?
Like, at some point, you're right. When they're scanning them, like, how it starts, everything seems to be working. They're scanning. It almost reminds me of Corona. Like, if they could, like, scan 5 people at a time, it's like, okay, you have Corona, pa 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 pa, or something like that. Well,
yeah,
that's essentially what they were doing. It reminded me of also, like,
it reminded me of Alien. Why did it remind me of Alien?
No, it reminded me of, what's that movie? World War Z, when they scanned.
Oh, yeah.
No. I Am Legend. When they scan the family and they see the red eyes or whatever, they scan the eyes of the family, and they don't let them through. It's like, yo, bro, that's my fucking family, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, yeah, they start scanning people at a time, like 6 at a time, and they find out one of them, they kill her, they clean her up, it only worked, like, once, because they trying to bring the other people in, like, something goes fucking crazy, that the parasite already know that they're getting scanned and they're getting killed.
Right. So they'll walk the people outside. If you scan positive for being a parasite, they'll just gun you down in the street. They don't take you behind the corner or nothing. They just gun you down right there. So of course everyone inside can fucking hear that, right? And even narratively, even the author knew enough to include that in the story, which is like, then why do that? Why introduce that if it's automatically a bad idea? Anyways.
And then they start killing humans, like you said. They start shooting everybody.
Yeah, everyone's just so gun shy, and they're tired of, like, trying to figure out who the parasites are. They just start shooting everybody. They were like, we know it's some of you, so you're all fucking dead. Fuck it. And they bring back out the death row inmate. They unhandcuff him. They unhandcuff him.
They're still working with this fucking psychopath that jerked off to a woman not so long ago, and they just bring him out. And they're just like, kill him. He's a murderer, and they just kill him. And it was like, it turned out to be a human. I'm like, dude, who the fuck does this? Like, who? Nobody's doing this.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think about, like, even, like, nowadays scary movies. Like to you, what is scary anymore? Like,
yeah.
What's a story for you? Like, bills and debt, and like, that shit's scary to you, and without not being able to pay for rent or something. Like, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? But like then in this dumbass fucking movies, you put, like, some sort of fear that you want to put in people, but it's not scary.
The only horror movie I consistently rewatch is The Conjuring. And that's because I really like the writing in The Conjuring.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and I remember the most scared I've ever been watching something was the first Paranormal Activity. Because
I remember those were cool.
Because it
was just,
Well, I felt fucking stupid after, because I really watched that whole thing being like, being like, this is real. You know what I mean? Like, the way it was filmed and everything. I don't know why my stupid ass at, like, 16, 17 really thought it was real. And that was the scariest part. I was like, somebody went through this and they recorded it? What the fuck?
Put it on the movie?
Yeah, and they released this? What the fuck? Like,
that's funny, bro. But yeah, dude, it's it's like, it's so weird how they just start throwing all this fucking they just start rambling the story now.
Yeah. Now it gets really preachy about how people are really the parasite, and it's the parasites that are here to save. Oh, so at a certain point,
we meet the multi-parasite one.
Well, hold on. At a certain point, like halfway through the anime, they start describing that the parasites, which originally those spores, are actually released by Earth to kill the human race because humanity is poisoning the planet. Because really, we're the parasites.
Yep.
Which is like every sci-fi narrative nowadays.
Which is, nowadays, it is all you hear. And let me tell you, man, after this, I mean, earlier in the season, we meet Goto, the multi-parasite organism.
Right. So he does have multiple cores within him, which is something they described early, because the first parasite they ever meet had taken over the head of a person, like, correctly, but then he cut off his arm and told Migi to be a part of him and they could be stronger together, and Migi just didn't. So since then, we've known that there can be multiple parasites within one organism.
But there's just one parasite that controls the entire being.
Right.
But they still have to hang on to a human host. That's pretty much the main point. Anyways, at this point, we had already met Goto in the forest when he was trying to run away, when Migi is going to sleep, because we haven't mentioned this, but ever since she replaced the heart with herself, she got like some deterrent that she now needs to sleep every like 4 hours or nap for 4 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah. Which before
she could do whatever.
Migi didn't need to sleep. Like Migi was just up all night, like studying and shit and learning the human language
and learning animals and learning all this shit, which gave her at some point an advantage in a lot of these fights.
Right. So and Migi's smarter than most parasites. We realized that early. And so the issue with Goto is that when the military's in this building and they're trying to kill all the parasites, he just starts murking everybody. You know what I mean?
Because they can't find the human spot. Like, they're just shooting arms, head, legs, but everything's parasite, according to, like, the SWAT team.
Right. And then he murders everybody, and the death row inmate gets away, and right away he realized that Goto was dangerous because he could see, like, what a good killer he was, I guess. He was like, you don't see that monster? And then, so...
At some point, the death row guy escapes.
Right.
Because Goto started fucking up everybody, like you said.
But, like, the end of this arc inside of this building and the politician parasites is that the actual guy who was the mayor that had all the parasites working for him, Takashi,
was actually a human.
He was actually a human the whole time. And his big, like, villain speech before he dies is just like, you guys are poisoning the earth, us humans are the problem, the parasites are the solution, and...
we have to give him the green light to fucking pretty much invade the earth.
Yeah. And he dies, and that's supposed to be a big reveal.
Yeah.
It's treated like a huge reveal. It's so weird.
Yeah, and then now, after all that, we just see like nothing else happens. Like, we just see another fight with Goto, because he's the remaining one, because everybody else died.
We get, like, this really bad fake mini arc for, like, 4 episodes about Shinichi, like, going into the forest to try to fight Goto.
And then at some point, we think that Migi died.
We think Migi died, and then Shinichi just he's now missing a right arm, and just, like, gets taken in by some old lady in the mountains and lives with her for a few days.
And then he gets back out there because he doesn't want Goto to change form, since he was, like, healing and shit. So somehow he stumbles into this, like, big pile of toxic waste that some companies just illegally dropping in the forest.
Right, that's like the word. What's the term? It's called a Deus Ex Machina, right?
Yeah.
It's just like something magically happens to save the day.
He gets a fucking dirty pipe from that rubbish. He stabs him in the human part that he saw back in the accident in that convention center.
Right, he saw that, like, the side of his torso
was
is
still, like,
vulnerable
bleeding.
to gunshot wounds and stuff.
Yeah. So he stabbed him there. The dirty pipe gave poison to the bloodstream. So, like, now all 5 different parasites are tripping out inside.
Oh, Migi escaped.
Migi escaped him because at some point, I guess Migi
left some of his cells inside of Shinichi's, like, shoulder blade. And so,
Shoulder stump.
Yeah, shoulder stump. So when Goto went to go like punch him with his Migi arm, the leftover Migi cells took over the Goto Migi. Mm-hmm. So like Migi was only dead for like half an episode. Yeah, and we were supposed to super give a fuck about that.
Yeah, we were supposed to, because she's like, this is what he feels like to die, and then she just fucking dies.
So Goto dies, and then Mickey's just talking about how he just had this mind orgasm living inside of Goto, so now he's got to meditate to relearn what that's like.
Yeah. But so she takes the decision to just forever go to sleep. Like, now the arm that is Migi, it's still Migi, but it's just in full control of Shinichi. Because she just went to fucking heaven somehow in this fucking illustration.
Yeah, she's just like, I need to meditate and learn more about this different way of thinking.
I'm tripping, yeah.
Yeah, she went on a big acid trip. We keep saying she, it's a he.
I mean, a he.
We've said that like a million times. Yeah, anyways, so Shinichi, he didn't pass his college entrance exam because he missed like his whole senior year dealing with all his parasite shit. Yeah. So he's dating Murano still, and the last half of the last episode, the death row inmate
escaped.
The death row inmate is reintroduced, and he sees Shinichi, and Shinichi goes and chases after him, but he catches Murano, takes him onto the roof, and he's like, "Hey, I know you're a monster." The murderer's telling Shinichi, "Hey, I know you're a monster. Show your girl Murano how you're a monster so that she can like think less of you," or something. And like, she gets like thrown off the roof because Shinichi, he can still move quickly since he still has his fucking parasite powers. Yeah. So he goes, punches that dude in the face.
It seems that he missed her hand. So at this whole point, I think this is the best part of the story, that I'm like, okay,
Murano's gonna die. Died. Yeah, okay. She fell off the building, like, and Shinichi were led to believe he didn't catch her. And
at this point, I'm like rooting for the story. I'm like, yes, they killed her. Like, we need to end it like in something.
Right.
Something.
But Migi woke up.
We don't see this.
We don't see it. It's off screen.
It's off screen. Migi wakes up and fucking snatches her the last fucking minute.
I thought it was gonna be like Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy, because that's what, if she had died, that's what I thought it was gonna be like. I was like, they really did do a Spider-Man ending. Oh my god!
And that's what I was thinking too, man. Like, if she would have fucking just like died, then he's just like. If the ending of the anime was him screaming no and ended right there, like, I would have been happy with the ending.
Oh, it was already so much at this point. It was just so boring. It was just so like badly written. Like, the dialogue isn't even good. It's so like,
and yeah, Shinichi. Oh, it's so bad. And that's it. That's Parasyte. That's Parasyte. It's
dog. That's like a 4 out of 10.
Man,
that's like I give it.
What's the lowest I've given?
I don't know.
I think Gridman. I think
you didn't like Gridman, but you didn't complain about it.
No, I didn't complain.
The most we've complained, but still enjoyed it somewhat, was Cowboy Bebop. Mm-hmm. We complained a lot, but we still liked it.
But he has good fucking anime.
Yeah, it's still great, but like,
good music.
This is the first one I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is like just. Do not watch this. There's like a million other things that you can just like ask me directly if you need anime recommendations. I would never say watch Parasyte the Maxim.
No, I don't think I ever would too. No. And that concludes our spooky October, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
And that was Parasyte. Thank you guys, whoever voted for them, for the anime. Please give us your thoughts on what we thought about the anime.
And so... Yeah.
Like, why do you like it? Like, why do you
Apparently
like it?
a lot of people like it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm
it's not the worst ranked anime ever. Like, that's not...
But yes, please tell us about why you guys like it so much. That people that voted for it, why you guys like it. Please tell us. I know you guys are going to hate our opinion on it. But yeah, that was Parasyte, man. Not my favorite.
Could have been a lot better.
And I guess that brings us to our Nerd Down.
Yep. Nerd Down.
Nerd Down. And shit. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Well, we need to go through some end of episode housekeeping things.
Oh, yes. We have a winner.
We do have a winner of our October #NerdyPause giveaway. And we are donating to the El Paso Humane Society. We're donating $50. And the winner of our October giveaway is someone that's actually been on the show before. It's Mr. Valentin Hernandez Jr.
Yes. Mr. Valentin has been a host of our show before.
Yes, he has been a co-host. He helped us talk about Aggressico.
Yes, he did. And thank you, Valentin, for participating on this hashtag. We are also introducing a new hashtag today. Oh, by the way, thank you to the El Paso Humane Society. Thank you for actually retweeting and liking some of our posts. Yeah,
we were talking about it last week, but like whoever is in charge of the El Paso Humane Society Twitter is actually like a huge fucking nerd. So like they were retweeting and talking a bunch of like anime with us, and we thought that was really cool.
So we did a count of all the interaction with the hashtag.
Right, so that's like mentions, that's likes, retweets on Nerdy Paws tweets.
So we're going to be doing a donation of $50.
$50
to El Paso Humane Society.
It's really cool.
And again, please follow us on Twitter at Between Nerds. Send us your concerns. Everybody that just listened to this episode and voted for Parasyte, we are at Between Nerds Podcast at gmail.com. And what else do we got?
We need to talk about our November hashtag and who we are donating to for the month of November.
Yes, we are doing Nerds for
Candlelighters.
Candlelighters, yes.
Right. So Candlelighters are an organization that help children with cancer. And that they're really big here in the El Paso and like the southeastern New Mexico area.
And we're gonna be doing that. So please use the hashtag Nerds for Candlelighters. That's gonna make every retweet, like, and comment help us contribute to the organization, and also it's gonna enter you on our giveaway.
Right. So we're really excited about that. The winner of our last poll was Akame ga Kill. I've already started watching a couple episodes. My initial reaction is I can't remember last time I watched such like an anime before. Like just like a dorky shonen that's not trying too hard, like in the sense of like Black Clover or something like that. Like it's very aware of what it is, and I feel like I haven't watched anything like this in a while.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched that either. But yeah, are we gonna put up a poll for next episode?
I think we should. We get our most community interaction on the Twitter when we ask for results to add to the poll. And there's a lot of things that I'd like to mention off the top that I'd be totally down to watch. We need to watch A Silent Voice.
Silent Voice. Oh, I got a recommendation. Somebody said The Flower We Saw That Day. I know you're not familiar.
I'm not familiar with
it. But somebody did recommend me that, so I think it should be put in the poll.
We need to watch things like Steins Gate. We haven't talked about Attack on Titan formally at all. We haven't talked about Clannad. We haven't. There's Mob Psycho 100. There's a bunch.
And we are gonna revisit old polls. Those losers that got left behind. The ones that sleep through the cracks. And we are gonna revisit those. We have a lot to talk about. We can't wait to talk about other stuff besides, anime. We are nerds, and we are nerds all around over here. So we do want to talk about different things. What else do we got?
I think that's about it, big dog.
That's about it? I thought I had... Oh, elections?
Elections are happening. I'm trying to stay off my phone in between these breaks between us recording. But, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
It's so intense. But thank you, nerds, for following us on Twitter. Thank you for, just being there. Tell your friends about this. We want to get a bigger network here in El Paso.
Yeah. That's about it.
And that's about it.
Email us at betweennerdspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. And we did text Lloyd to see if he was going to be in this episode. But he never replied to us. Now he replied to us 4 hours later that he did want to record. Sorry, Lloyd. And that was it. Thank you, guys.
It has been Between Nerds.